I'm 31. I don't have any kids. I got a credit score of 803 exact. Recently pulled. I have 2 paid off cars. I'm about to close on my first house this year in May. I'm not toxic at all. I got a big booty. I'm releasing an app on iOS and Android. I work hard as fuck. I'm not clingy, but I'll always make sure my partner feels appreciated. Okay, so I don't cook, but I can. I can learn. And it's not like I don't know how to cook, but I just don't cook as much as I should. I'm probably not as feminine as the average feminine female, but I wear heels, I dress up.
Probably gonna have to cut that intro because I don't want it to be like, damn, I'm taking the whole fucking video. But I remember seeing this video last year or the year before or something like that, and she she reposted it and said, hey, update, I'm still single, which is crazy. But I want to shed a little bit of light on why women in her position tend to, struggle when it comes to dating. All of the qualifications that she named, all of the good things that she did, great for her. Let's just go ahead and chop it up for her, because a lot of people don't have what it takes. Well, that's a lie. A lot of people don't use the tools that they have to get those types of things that this young lady has. House, car, great credit score, money, cash flow, use your intellect to start building great shit. These are all good things. The higher you climb as a woman on the socio-economic ladder, like the more money you make, the more I don't know, how do I say it? The greater you become, like when it comes to being a boss, if you will, the worse it's going to be for you in dating, because not only do you have to check in with the shit that you have gained, the knowledge you have gained, the money you've made, the person you've made yourself to be, you also have to check in with nature itself. And you're probably wondering, what the fuck do I mean by that? And I'm glad you asked. The true nature of a woman is to always be with a man who either has at what she has or more than what she has. It's just nature. It's why you go on all these fucking, podcasts, or you just look at from all walks of life, women tend to say the same things. Oh, I want a man that has this. Oh, I want a man that has that. It is what it is. Now, I truly believe that the longer you are with a man, or the longer you deal with a man, the less that shit tends to matter, because you start to like him as a person, especially if he's driven to get these things that he didn't have initially. But when you go and you conquer the world as a woman, you want to find a man who has done similar things or has done greater than what you have. And I'm here to tell you, that's just not the case for most men. Most men in America don't hit their financial stride until their late 30s, early 40s. What I mean is that a lot of guys, you have to deal with the struggles of being a man from birth to like your mid to late 20s. You figure out what you want to do with your life in your 30s, kind of like me. And then that's when you give it the almighty push to better your life. And this is where the financial stride comes from. Once you turn 35, you start to see a pretty good return on the investments that you made between 29 and 34. Then you use the knowledge that you gain to make yourself better and better. And then when you're 40, that's when things start to really look up for you. But before that age, a lot of guys, and in fact, some guys, it doesn't happen until they're like in their 50s. But before that age, a lot of guys are either still going through the ruffles of what this world really is. They're trying to find themselves, or doing what's necessary to get them to the stage in their 40s and 50s. So it's kind of crazy. But when you are a woman and you conquer the world and you make a lot of money and you buy a house and you have all these cars and you do all these great things, the type of guys who have that, they have all of the options, right? They have all of the options when it comes to dating. See, when women are at their prime, like their prime attractiveness, which most people would probably say like is between 20 and 30, right? That's when they have all the options. You can get with who you want. Men are falling at your feet trying to get with you. Men are willing to give you the world for a chance to be with you, whatever, right? But as you get older, past that point, you have to now compete with the women who are becoming 20 through 30, right? While you're pushing 30 to 40, right? This is just nature. I'm not trying to disrespect, but this is just the way things are. Whereas on the flip side, like I said a second ago, men, we don't truly get to experience the option of having all these options unless we do what is necessary to become the best versions of ourselves. And when does that happen? Like I said earlier, 39, 40, sometimes 50. And when this young lady said that she's probably not as feminine, and I believe later on in that stitch, because I didn't want to make it too long, she did say she has like a dominant personality. I'm here to tell you, guys who go through the ruffles of becoming rich, of becoming wealthy, of becoming financially whatever, of becoming the greatest version of themselves or a greater version of themselves than they once were, they don't want to deal with dominance from a woman. They don't want to deal with that shit. I'm not saying that they want a docile woman, but you know, the things that come along, the combative nature that you have to develop in order to be the type of woman that this young lady whose video I stitched is, men don't want to deal with that when they get to that certain level. So that's why they avoid these types of women at all costs. And then when women realize this, they have no choice but to date down, which is the thing that men have done since the dawn of time. But the guys who are down at the bottom still trying to figure their way up, they don't necessarily, these women who are great, they don't necessarily have the patience to wait for these men. So that's where the problems, the arguments, the disrespect, that's where all of that shit comes from. So women, like this young lady whose video I stitched, they are pretty much damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you are literally stuck between two types of guys. You either are stuck between a guy who has what you have or more, but doesn't want to deal with what you have to offer because he can go and find whoever the fuck he wants, or you got to deal with a guy who either doesn't want anything for himself, is looking to leech off you, or he's working his way up, and it's going to be a challenge to have that constant reminder that, you know, she has all these great things. I can't necessarily do anything for her in this regard, so it's going to be a little difficult. And I'll be honest, a lot of guys have that internal, I can't be with a woman until my life is good, or till I can provide, or till I can do that. They have that thing in them that stops them from going out and getting with women who have whatever the fuck. You see what I'm saying? I really hope I'm making sense in this, because like I said before, I don't make relationship videos no more, but trust me, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So all in all, hopefully this young lady watches this video, and I know this video is long, but you know, sometimes you gotta take a minute to pack all this shit in. The reason as to why a lot of women who become upper 100,000-aires, millionaires and stuff like that suffer when it comes to dating is because you are competing with men who have to choose to be with you when they could choose to be with whoever the fuck they want. You see what I'm saying? And we live in a society that tells men constantly, you shouldn't be focused on dating until you are making a substantial amount of money and you are a great person. And then they try to tell you simultaneously, once you get to that top of the mountain, you're supposed to be with one woman, or you're supposed to be with this type of, you don't get to fucking tell me that shit. You told me I couldn't be shit until I made myself something, and now I made myself something, and you still want to put rules on what the fuck I do? Fuck you. I don't know what the fuck wrong with you. So yeah, hopefully this 8.5 minute video answered the question.